Welcome to another episode of Daddy Duties, where we're talking about the real, unfiltered life of being a father. If you're a new father, got one in the oven that's coming, or you're an OG father like us. Either way, this is the podcast for you, you know? So, we're your hosts.
I'm AK.
I'm Jeremy J.
I know you was gonna go first. I was gonna go
Hey,
first on the
you
host,
know.
bro. But we here though. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. I had a good week. My son, he had his first little varsity, little interactions, practices and all of that. I got to actually go to the practices and everything, so it was pretty cool for that. Other than that, man, it's just been a regular week, daddy duties.
So you're a dad that go to the practices and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, I like to be all the way involved, bro.
Yeah.
I like to be all the way involved, all the way in it, because if I'm all the way there, then I can actually talk to the coaches. You know what I'm saying? I can actually have an input because they see me. You know what I'm saying? They see my face. They see, me interacting with the players, all of that, giving them advice, everything. So, that's why I feel like I, need to be there for that type of stuff.
That's cool.
So
I be feeling the other way. Like if I'm there, I don't want the coaches to be intimidated. I don't know if I got that type of energy or what, So I'll just be kind of game time. I show up and really, if I show up a little early, get the team involved. I'm pretty active with the team, whether I know the kids just from each other. But I've been wanting to do that, though, bro. That's why I'm glad we jumped off with. I've been wanting to go to the practices. I've been wanting to see how the day-to-day grind is, so you know what to work on for yours and the team, so you just ain't showing up at the games. And sometimes the coach don't know you showing up yelling all this stuff, and now they mad at you, So I may have to do that this week.
I mean, to be real with you, bro, you got to think about where, if you are showing up to the practice, the coach is more apt to listen to you. And then on top of that, they game plan. You're not just showing up to the game telling your son to do something that he might not even be, that might not be in the, the play or the scheme of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So that was, one thing that actually the coaches were saying, if you are there, then we are more apt to listen to you, because they had a parent meeting and everything. So, if you there and you actually watching the scheme and watching what they doing and you giving your input right then and there, then they more apt to listen to you, because you, like I said, you at the practice. You know what I'm saying? Rather than just showing up to the game and then you like, hey, shoot the ball. You yelling, shoot,
That's me.
take them to the
Shoot
bucket.
it.
You know what I'm saying? Da-da-da. And that's not, that's not what they, got. That's not the play that they running. You know what I'm saying? Even though, you know what I'm saying, you want your kid to go get some buckets. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they still had to play within the way that the coach is asking them to play. You know what I'm saying? So,
at what point do you be like, if the scheme ain't working?
I mean,
and then you be like, son, take over.
That it
should be natural, or being that daddy duties. Like, sometimes you gotta be like, hey, man, hey, man, you tripping? Go get yours.
I mean, it's times where you feel like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like I said, when you there and you watching and you see, like, okay, they get you the ball in the last seconds of the shot clock or whatever the case may be, because now they got a shot clock in high school.
Yeah.
So
big difference.
They got they got the shot clock. So if they getting you the ball in the last 10 seconds, you know what I'm saying, and you can step out and y'all done ran through the play already, well, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Handle your business, but don't just every time you get the ball you looking to shoot.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's
not the route I'm gonna tell him to take. You know what I'm saying? I want him to be in the system, learn how to play in the system, because in college that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to play in a system.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's really no college players that are averaging, 25, 30 points. You know what I'm saying? Unless they go to mid-major school. You know what I'm saying?
It's
not many,
Allen Iverson's back and like stuff like just go
No,
do what you
even
want to do.
even with that, like
Derrick Rose, people like that, just go do what you want to do. You know.
I mean that, but at the same time, Memphis really didn't have no, squad like that back then. You know what I'm saying? When Derrick went back then, he was just that player that was just super cold. They had players, don't get me wrong, but Derrick was just that guy.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
League MVP. Yeah.
It's a total difference. But when you go to a North Carolina or Duke or whatever the case may be,
a
and
system.
it's 10 Derrick Roses there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody is, everybody can do whatever. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn to play in the system. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a difference. Like I said, I just want him to learn how to play in the system and learn how to be coached. You know what I'm saying? Not just think just because you want to do something you can do it. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it works in life. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you make it to the league and they don't care. You know what I'm saying? One day nowadays it ain't no system. You just go shoot a three.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody
There's a total
shooting
difference
threes.
of a game. So, but in college, like I said, man, it's a total different aspect of the game. You have to know how to play in the system, know how to be coached, know how to take criticism the right way. You know what I'm saying? Constructive criticism. So.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I'm definitely the dad to be like, hey, get yours, but always make the best decision. Let's play defense. Let's play harder. Do your part. Some of these coaches I feel don't understand the concept of the game sometimes. So it'll be hard just to see it day in and day out, and then you give them input, then they don't use it. So I just learned from personal experience, like just take a step back, prepare yours, do the best with that. And if a coach reach out to me or something going on, cool. Now we at a new school, I may see how it go, but right now it's been sitting back, laid back, and then telling my sons, y'all got to put the work in, no matter how much I do and how much I show up. If y'all ain't putting in the work, then you come from there. I like showing them now, and they be like, "Is that your son? Oh, they did this." So that's what I've been getting with, kind of taking a step back since I was so hands on, because wrestling, we start off with wrestling, you got to be hands on. Like that's the you yelling, you losing your voice every weekend, So, then we converted football. That's more of a team sport. And basketball, you got to do your individual part. Are you going to be on this bench? Are you going to be getting cooked? So, definitely sports has been a great journey to relationships with my kids and just seeing, different sides of, getting along with people, being coachable, what we talked about, and handling your emotions. So.
Yeah. That's a great thing, man. That's a great thing that you brought up emotions. When it comes to sports and them being young and learning how to deal with losing and all of that stuff, man. It's tough, man, because the society, man. What we talking about today is the society and how they treat boys when they cry. Is it okay to cry? And sports, being competitive is one of the things that I think, is okay to cry. You know what I mean? Like, when you're being competitive, and that's just, the nature of life is you're going to lose. You know what I'm saying? No matter what the situation is, what you're playing, it could be racing, it could be basketball, football, wrestling, like you said, whatever the case may be, there's going to be one time in life that you're going to lose.
At least one time.
You know what I'm saying? Playing chess,
Yeah.
Whatever it is, checkers, however you get down,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a time in life where you lose. And I think, the way that society is now on boys and them crying, I feel like they are not able to express themselves when they, have an emotional time, when they do lose a game, you know what I'm saying? When they do, I don't know, it just, just want to have, just have an emotional moment, you know what I'm saying? Society is more on, you got to be tough, you know what I'm saying? You got to suck it up, don't cry, You know what I'm saying? You got to be a man about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't really think that's fair. You know what I'm saying, to us, as boys growing into men. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't learn how to deal with your emotions growing up. You know what I'm saying? You deal with them in a way where you want to fight. You know what I'm saying? You want to be violent. You want to, and that's another stigma of, the black man. Violent, can't control his emotions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't know how to, keep his hands to himself because he always mad. But the society that he was raised in, you couldn't cry. You know what I'm saying? You had to be tough. You had to fight. You know what I'm saying? And that I grew up in that
I'm about to
society.
say, that was your story?
You know what I'm saying? I grew
it.
up in that society. You know what I'm saying? On my block. You know what I mean? Growing up, we had to fight every day. We had to fight every single day, dang near. You know what I'm saying? Just our homeboys. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, we fighting other people. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. We did fight other people around the neighborhood, but we was fighting amongst ourselves just to, who was the toughest in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And, our OGs was the ones like, oh, I got my money on such and such. Oh, I think such and such. Oh, he crying. He'll be a little girl. He this, he that. And growing up like that, it made it to where you didn't know how to deal with your emotions. You know what I'm saying? And most of us who were on the block, we didn't have our fathers there to, teach us there is a reason that, you may cry. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to cry. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to always be tough and be the toughest on the block or be the toughest person and never show emotion. You know what I'm saying? And then when you want to show emotion, you got to fight somebody. You know what I'm saying? You got to, just be that guy.
It wasn't running no home to mama with tears back then.
Oh, no. Hey, no, yeah, definitely. Even, and I was raised by, all women, you know what I'm saying? And from a young age, I was raised by pretty much all women. My step-pop came in the picture when I was older, but I had already been fighting and doing all that stuff, you know what I'm saying, by the time he had got there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like I said, it was just different. You couldn't really deal with emotion as in just coming home crying. Oh, well, he was messing with me. Like a lot of these kids, oh, I'm getting bullied. Oh, well, you about to go fight this bully. You know what I'm saying? We about to go to their house where, because most of the time it was on the block. You know what I'm saying? So we about to go down here and you about to handle it. If it was at school, okay, well, I'll be there after school and you gonna fight this, whoever this bully is. You know what I'm saying? But it was just totally different back then. You know what I'm saying? You had to know how to fight. Period. You know what I'm saying? But now that I'm a father, and I got 6 boys myself, and I got 1 girl, so it makes it, now that my daughter's 4 and I've been around a girl, it makes it a little bit different. I understand what it means to, you have to be different with a girl and you have to be different with a boy. You know what I'm saying? Because girls, they can just be emotional just because they're emotional and they don't even know why they're emotional. You know what I'm saying? They just crying just cause, you know what I'm saying? But you have to still comfort them. And, oh, it's okay, you be all right, it's all right. But with a boy, you don't, ain't no just crying for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Just, I don't feel like I lost and I don't. Now, like I said, there's a healthy cry, and then there's just one of those cries where you're going to make that boy, in my opinion, you're going to make him, I ain't gonna say soft, cause I mean,
weak.
It can make that kid
Entitled.
softer. Yeah, but that entitled is one of them. You know what I'm saying? But just one of those pouty kids that cry when they don't get their way. You know what I'm saying? When they get older, they one of those kids that because they didn't get to playing, say playing basketball, they didn't get so many shots, they pouting around and they doing. You can tell those kids who didn't grow up with their pop. You know what I'm saying? Because a pops is going to, hey man, get that together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing that pouting. We ain't doing all that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you are emotional because you lost the game and you crying, like my son was in a cup challenge.
Yeah,
You know
cup
what I'm
stacking.
saying?
Shouts out to the cup stackers. That was me. I used to go crazy at the boys club.
They
The
be
cup
going
stacker.
crazy.
I was tough at that. I was top. Anything I try to be at top. So hey, man.
They be doing their thing with that little cup stacking, but he got third place. You know what I'm saying? He got third place. He did his thing, and afterwards, I knew he was gonna cry. You know what I'm saying? But it's a healthy cry, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because you did lose, and then you lost in front of your whole school. You know what I'm saying? Whole crowd watching, and then on top of that, you lost. You know what I'm saying? You want to win, of course. You know what I'm saying? But now we have to learn from this cry. You understand what I'm saying? So when I say we have to learn from this cry, why did you lose? Because you didn't practice enough. You didn't do what you were supposed to do so you could win. You know what I'm saying? So now we have to practice harder. We have to make it to where we're not going to feel this feeling again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what I do with my kids now is I get down to their level, and I look them in their eye and I talk to them. You know what I'm saying? And I let them know it's okay. It's all right to cry. It's all right. Get it out. Get it out. Go ahead. Give me a hug. Cry right here. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But now we're going to learn from this. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to feel this feeling again because we're going to make sure that we practice and make it that we're not going to lose next time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a healthy cry to me. You know what I'm saying? Because, of course you're emotional. You lost. You know what I'm saying? You're a kid. Of course you're going to be upset. You know what I'm saying? And you may not know how to get it out. So, you want to cry about it. But that's, as us, as fathers, that's where we step in and let them know it's okay that you're crying.
Right.
But know why you're crying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Understand why you're crying.
Yeah.
And make the change so you don't do this same thing again and continue to cry about the same thing. You crying about stuff that you're not willing to fix.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be willing to fix whatever it is you're crying about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Put that work in.
You got to put the work in whatever you're doing.
I tell my sons, hey, I don't mind losing, but we're going to lose in one or number two. That's kind of been my motto since wrestling. Because that's why I started my sons wrestling first, because it's mano,
For sure.
one-on-one. I don't want to hear nobody do this. Sometimes the ref will get involved, but if you do your thing, you don't got to worry about the ref. So, first couple years we went hard. My Boston number one. At the top. I start being more lackadaisical, let him do his thing. Ended up fifth next year. He ended up crying. I just told him which one felt better. And if we top one or two, if you lose to a better competitor who actually better than you and actually good, I could live with that. But not getting to that point of where we unprepared or we not putting our all in and we not losing to a better person. I can. That's one of my pet peeves, bro. I hate that, like literally. So I learned. I really realized I hate losing more than I like winning.
That hey, and that's heavy. That's heavy right there. That's
because
heavy.
I expect us to win. I expect the work we put in. I expect y'all to be up there. So when we lose, I'm thinking about it all night, bro. I'm thinking about it all week. I'm thinking about it however long until it's the next sport or something. You know what I'm saying? So I just try to stay prepared. But when we speak on the topic of crying, just them tears, seeing them cry. It is definitely showing that they got emotions and they care about what they're doing. So if you see your son crying or a daughter's crying, just ask the reason why. Just don't let them be out there. We was raised, like you say, suck it up.
For sure.
Suck it up.
Yeah.
Why you crying?
Come on.
You get a whooping. You can't cry after the whooping.
I'm going to give you a reason to cry.
I'm crying already, but so, that's the the thing that how society has changed. As I noticed, as we fathers and mothers as well, they ain't as strict. I say, some situations I don't know about, but just the way I was raised, I think we're way more understanding of crying and emotions and just trying to hear them out, instead of just jumping to conclusions of our own. So
Yeah, yeah, and I mean that's something we have to be in tune with because these kids already go through so much more than we did. You know what I'm saying? Just with all the social media,
just the internet is crazy.
All the stuff that they have to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody will bully you don't even know, or call you ugly, or talk about your mom. You don't even know this person.
And a lot of people, words don't hurt. Yeah, they do.
That's one of the worst. I'm glad you brought that up too.
Words do hurt.
I'm glad you said that, because we breaking this stigma of the cries, and we know we got these sayings. That's a saying that we was raised by that we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you.
Come on, man.
I'm guarantee you to be in enough fights where the fight is over, but I guarantee somebody said something to you like, I can't believe they said that to me, or still a stinger sometimes.
I mean, like, me personally, I feel like, it's only certain people who can say certain stuff to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Like, as you get older in life, you know what I mean? Like, it's, as you a kid, somebody say, yeah, your mama ain't this, or your mama, whatever. Your daddy ain't this, your daddy ain't there, whatever the case may be,
Getting bagged up.
It happens, what I'm saying, when you a kid, and those words do hurt if it's true, you know what I'm saying? If they didn't see your mama or they know your daddy ain't around or whatever the case may be, that hurt, you know what I'm saying? But, it's just, having that emotional place, that safe space for kids. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, like, kids today, they so unemotional. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what's going on with boys. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least my boys.
It's scary,
you know
too.
what I'm saying? Because you ask them, like, how was your day? Oh, it was cool.
Yeah. Well, what's cool about it?
What you do? What you do today? I just went to my classes. I ain't do nothing. Oh, how was basketball practice? It was cool. What you learn? We just went over the plays.
Everything just so bland.
Like, everything is just dry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You really don't know how they feeling. You know what I'm saying? So,
there's some ways to get into their feelings. How do you work daddy duties? I
mean, I feel like, doing stuff more personal with them. You know what I mean? Knowing what they like to do. Taking them, if it's, they like to go to the bouncy house. If it's, they like to go fishing. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it is that they like to do, I feel like that is a way that, you can get them to talk. You know what I'm saying? Because it's tough. It's tough growing up today, man. It is really tough growing up today. Don't get me wrong. Like, we had it. We didn't have it easy. You know what I'm saying? But I think we had it a little bit easier, as in just dealing with the world. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have I was a teenager about to be grown by the time the internet really got popping. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have no Facebook. We didn't have no Instagram. We didn't have none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Phones with cameras and being exposed and all that. Man, there be so much stuff that these kids be going through that we really don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's just, like I said before, man, and I'm going to always say, mental health.
Fresh rolls ready?
Right. Mental health
So
is,
what do
it's
crying do for uh, emotional for you, and what you think it do for boys? Since you said mental, that's playing with your brain.
I
That's just
mean,
feelings.
like I said, mental health, man, it's everything. You gotta get, gotta keep your mental right, because that's where you're seeing a lot of the suicide, and what I'm saying, people killing themselves because they not mentally okay. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really, it's a lot of people out there that's supposed to be the strong one. You know what I'm saying? These men, you know what I'm saying? They're supposed
Yeah,
to be the strong one, but who checks on the strong? You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, getting those tears out, man, that to me, getting those tears out and being able to have somebody to get them tears out too. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? That you can talk to. That's why I recommend counseling for, anybody who needs somebody to talk to. You know what I'm saying? You know, that having somebody to talk to, man, it does a lot for anybody. It did a lot for me.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It did a lot for me. My counselor, she, like I said, she's so dope. Her name is Hope. You know what I mean? She
Dope
would,
with the hope.
yes sir. She down at Charles Drew. But yeah, man, she, just got me to a point where I was comfortable to talk. You know what I mean, about what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Because as a man, that has so much responsibility. You know what I'm saying? When you do have children, and you got, these people who look up to you. You know what I'm saying? These younger people, which are our kids, these younger men, these younger women, um, our young girls, our young boys that's growing up to be men and women, but they look up to us. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of pressure. You know what I'm saying, for some men. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of pressure on a lot of men that um, just made a lot of bad decisions. You know what I'm saying? And messed up some part in their life to where now it's hard for them. You know what I'm saying? So now, with it being hard for them, it makes it hard for their kid. You know what I'm saying? Because they have to go through it. You know what I'm saying? And whatever that parent is going through, that kid going through it too. You know what I'm saying? So when them holidays come around and you can't buy stuff for your kid, how do you think that makes that kid feel mentally? You know what I'm saying? But on top of that, that father who can't do those things, why you think men go out and do the things that they do? You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Rob and steal. Don't get me wrong. This is, it's people out there who just do stuff just because. But a lot of that be for reasons. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't, you know, do something for somebody.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And they want to be able to. And they've been trying so hard and trying and trying and getting told no. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't know, man. Just being that, having that emotional safe space to be able to actually cry and get it out and talk about whatever it is you got going on, it helps. It
yeah.
definitely
Okay.
helps.
Are boys given more stigma than crying and girls?
I mean, when it comes down to girls and boys crying, it's so different. You know what I'm saying? Because girls, I mean, they don't nobody tell them you ain't supposed to cry. You know what I'm saying? Like when girls cry, they supposed to be able to cry. They girls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They supposed to cry because they don't get what they want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you, as a father, you feel like, oh well, let me get this for my baby girl. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's good for them to hear no too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they grow up and now everybody is just supposed to tell them yes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And
A sense of entitlement.
that's not real life.
Mm-hmm.
That's not real
Or
life.
not right now, or how we gonna earn it, or what's going on.
Something to where
Besides just yes,
you have
yes,
to,
yes.
exactly.
Just
you know
because
what
you
I'm
feel
saying?
like you have to do this, and this is the daddy duty part. We want to learn as we going through it as well, and teach lessons. So those tough moments where you don't have it or something else going on, it's okay to say I don't have it now. That's what I learned. 'Cause I got 8, and I don't have it all the time. And I let them know I ain't got this, I ain't got that, or what I do have. They ask for this what I can do.
Right.
So that's been one of them. And I had to come with growth.
For sure.
Like you say, the providing part. I had to back in the day. It's like, all right, I gotta do whatever I gotta do, and it leads to things that you don't want to be in, which is gonna take you away from places that you really want to be at. So as men, we have to learn. It's okay to say no, that we don't got it. It's okay to cry. It's okay to let them know why. Like you say, have a reasoning if you're gonna be crying. Just women can cry. You come, you have a rough day, come cry. Come, you hold your woman. All right, it's okay. Let me know.
For sure.
If men have a rough day, we ain't expecting just to, you know what I mean? So I think it is a stigma, but at the same time, it's come strength as men that we gotta lead and be that man. So our kids can know what the head of the household is. There's the responsibility, the strength as men that God has gave us, the strength. At the same time, God has gave us emotion. So it's okay to use your emotion as well, but get stronger from it, get smarter from it.
That's always what I say. You know what I'm saying? If it's going, especially from a man, you know, girls, like you said, yes, it's definitely a stigma. You know what I'm saying? Girls are, supposed to be softer. They're supposed to be able to cry. They're supposed to be, just a softer individual. You know what I mean? But as a man, yeah, you're supposed to, be tough and not cry, but that's not human. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to cry even as a man. You know what I'm saying? When men are going through those issues of not being able to provide for a certain amount of time, whatever the case may be, yeah, I want to go home and I do want to cry. You know what I'm saying?
For
Because
real.
I'm upset.
Man,
I'm upset.
real. I'm
you know
upset.
What I'm saying?
I'm pissed.
But at the same time, like I've always said, it's still a learning point. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now I didn't cry, I didn't got it out. What am I gonna do to change this? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna feel this pain again. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do the same thing over and over and over. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing with me. It's like you crying, but you know what you need to do to change it. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you crying and you trying to figure it out, that's different.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Yeah,
that's
all the frustration.
That's the trying to figure it out part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you just, oh man, I lost another job.
Right.
Oh man, I can't get to work.
Oh man, I lost some more money at the casino.
Whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? You keep doing the same thing. Now don't keep crying about this spilled milk that you know what I'm saying? You know what you got to do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the part where it comes into being a man. You know what I'm saying? And learning from your mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And you can get your tears out while you're learning. You know what I'm saying? But fix those tears. You know what I'm saying? Fix those tears and get those tears from, make those tears make you stronger.
When did you learn it was okay to cry and that emotion as a man, boy, teen, whatever you learned that you're like, all right, this is my rough patch, or not even rough, whatever the case may be, that you just part of your emotions, because we always want to associate crying with bad, it's good tears.
For sure.
It's emotional tears, seeing different movies and love stories. You know,
Talking about love stories.
love stories. You know what I mean? So, you know, Romeo's and Juliet's. You
Hey, you a
know.
fool.
So, like, you know, what did you realize? Like, all right, this is my emotion. I'm a man. I'm a man about it. I'm not no, as you say, you know the saying what they say, quit acting like a, you know.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, um, crying to me, man. I've always been emotional. You know what I mean? I've always been an emotional person. Growing up, I was emotional. I used to cry over games. I
Man, me
used to
too.
cry over Nintendo. I used to cry over, losing basketball games to my older cousins, and I was always the youngest. So, you know what I'm saying? I was the smallest one. You know what I mean? I ended up growing up to be one of the bigger ones out of the fam, but yeah, I was always the smallest one, man, and I always, had to fight, you know what I'm saying, to be
Hmm.
better than my older cousins or, what I mean, be around them, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So, um, I feel like, really by the time I got to my teenage years, um, I was I wasn't emotional as in um, like when I got mad. When I was young, I would get emotional because I was so mad. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
me
saying? I
too.
would I would just
Yeah.
be, boy,
Yeah.
I'd be pissed
Ready
and
to,
I'd be ready to tear some
yeah.
shit
Right.
up. So I didn't know how to deal with that. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That's why I got in a lot of fights. But you know, as I got older, I learned how to deal with that just from myself. You know what I'm saying? I never had nobody to actually talk to about it. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like I learned that in my teenage years. And then as I got older, um, that's when I really like start, because I always been a movie person. You know what I'm saying? So when
Yeah.
I got older, I started watching more movies about fathers
Real
and,
life
you know what I'm
stuff.
saying, real
Yeah.
life situations and stuff like that. And I would get emotional in the
Man, me
movies, you know what I'm
too.
saying? Like,
I still do.
it's certain movies that, I just get emotional about,
Tell me
you
you
know what I'm
didn't cry
saying?
in Pursuit of Happiness.
Definitely.
Definitely
Definitely.
cried.
Definitely cried for sure. Yep, definitely cried in The Pursuit of Happiness. He got another movie called Collateral Beauty. I cried.
Yeah, I ain't
I
seen that
cried.
one.
Yep,
I
I
gotta
cried
check
there.
that one
I
out.
cried at the end of that movie. Had me emotional and all that, but um, I just I just learned that it's okay to get some tears out. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? As I got older,
Yeah.
um,
You're not too tough to
it's
cry,
not
man. Some tough tears. Let them go. You
even
know,
even like
like,
even like the last time I cried, it wasn't like no sad cry or nothing like that. I just got my son's pictures from his freshman year of football, and I got him, and I'm looking at him as he's now, and I'm looking at him as he's a baby, and I'm getting emotional, like, damn, man, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? He is getting grown on me, dog. Like, you
man.
know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And these is tears of joy, just of,
Growth. He was
seeing like,
there.
damn, he's growing, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, into a man. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying? And that's me. You feel what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'm teaching him how to be a man. You feel what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So those type of things, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm just an emotional person. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I don't have any issue with, crying to myself, or, what I'm saying? I just ain't out here boo hooing, you know what I'm saying, on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's raining
Have your
outside.
kids seen you cry?
uh yeah,
Yeah.
my kids done seen me cry, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
my
saying?
kids seen
But
me cry too.
um
Yeah.
every time my kids seen me cry, I make sure that I explain to them, you know what I'm saying, why I'm crying. You know what I'm saying, and what I'm crying about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, and what I'm going to do to fix whatever I'm crying about.
You
You
think
know what I'm
that's the
saying?
biggest difference in now and parenting back then? You know.
I just feel like that's a difference in having a father and not having a father. You know what I'm saying, that knows how to deal with his emotions. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because me growing up, I never seen not one man that I grew up with cry until like one of them. When I got older, he was crying, but he cried over my mom's, but it was over his mess ups. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? he had done wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what are you crying about?
He trying to
You
come
know
in with
what I'm
this.
saying?
Trying to
Like,
come in. Oh, please, baby, please,
come
baby,
on, man.
please,
Like,
please,
so, you
please.
know,
One
I
more
seen
time.
that.
That
I
time.
seen
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? But
Them fake tears,
like,
nigga. Get your
I
shit together.
don't.
Take your bag, Tyrone.
So you know, I never seen a man just be emotional. You know what I'm saying? I never seen that. You know what I'm saying? In me growing up with the men that I grew up with, you know what I'm saying? I've never seen them cry.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
I
And
don't think so either.
as I gotten
Until I got older, yeah.
as I gotten older, I just was like, damn, I don't see how they do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not show emotion. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. You know what I'm saying? Because you bottling all that in. You know what I'm saying? And then it comes out as rage or you know what I'm saying, some shit that you make a mistake.
Or you take it out on the wrong person.
You make a mistake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And do some shit that you gonna regret. You know what I'm saying? And now, you have to still, a lot of those times when you make those mistakes and you make that mistake to where you gotta go in the box, you still can't be emotional. You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta go in here and be even more tougher.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's just
is it a mask or is it skin? You gotta grow.
I mean, crying as a man, I feel like it's growing. You know what I'm saying? It's
get tougher.
You can't. You don't see shit grow without water.
There you go.
You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like those tears, that's your water. You know what I'm saying? That's your growth. A lot of the times,
tears.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's your growth a lot of the times, because a lot of the time when a man is crying, he's going through something for real.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's going through a time where he has to change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And make something better for himself.
Or his back is against the wall and no other choice. It's there.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like it's either I'm about to go do this or I'm about to go do this. You know what I'm saying? And most of the time, one of these is bad.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And this one over here is gonna take time. You feel me? Do I take the time and be down for a minute to come up, or do I do this over here to try and come up real quick? You feel me? That's where that emotion comes in. You know what I'm saying? You have to deal with those emotions. You have to understand, like, okay, if I do this, this can take me away. If I do this, yeah, I might not have it, but I will.
What do you think about that stigma? I don't know if it's a stigma or that kind of, since you brought that up. Men having it now, providing for their kids while they're down, going away to jail, this and that, or do what they got to do. Or the present dad that's taking the check, but barely making ends meet, or not even making ends meet. And every scenario is not like that. I'm just painting two totally different pictures of,
right.
Of the grounds that we got to face sometimes.
I mean, to me, like, when you have to make that decision, because I had to make that decision. You know what I'm saying? When it came down to me doing plumbing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to make that decision to go back to school. Start all the way over. You know what I'm saying? And that was tough. You know what I'm saying? That was real tough. But it would have been tougher if I'd have made a dumbass decision and went down for 5 years. And then now I get out and I'm still in the same spot that I was in. You know what I'm saying?
How long did it take you to get your plumbing?
5 years.
See, then that's a good thing. Some fellas, dads, sometimes gonna be the sacrifice you making ain't really worth it. It really ain't. It seems glorious now. We come from that. That's where this new podcast is Daddy Duties, because we was raised with a lot of our fathers from the system, from male decisions, from various ways. But we want to be present. So we telling y'all now, make that decision the right decision. 5 years in plumbing or 5 years in the feds. Which one you want to take? Your kid gonna miss your way. Your kid would rather you come home shitty from plumbing than come home from jail
5 years later.
5 years later. And I promise you that, So tell those fathers speaking on that. Just keep, what I mean, like really let them know, because that's
Just
what
I
this.
mean, really, bro. I just say just keep pushing, man, because you know hard times they don't last. You know what I mean?
It's a storm.
It's
Pastor Prince
always
that,
a
yeah.
storm. You know what I'm saying? That water gotta come for that sunlight. You know what I'm saying? Before that sunlight come, the water has to come. You know what I'm saying? You gotta see that storm.
And we are
You know what I
living
mean?
examples of 7 and 8 kids, man. We know it can be rough for 1 or 2, but come on now, 7 or 8, they get he made the responsibility to do this, but we still making the daddy duty. We still doing our part, whether it was 1, 2. You made a decision to make these kids, and you made a decision to make sure you be there for them. You made a decision to make sure you went and got a trade that could take care of them. Them was great decisions. How do you feel like people could make those decisions having multiple kids and just getting started? You know what I mean? Like on a journey now. Like you kind of knew earlier that what you wanted to do, and you kind of had that vibe. Like you see, you're 10 years old, first paper route, 19 on your own. But what if you 39 right now and you feeling like this was going on? What my 5 years look like at 39 compared to 19, 25?
I started when I was 30.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't start, plumbing fresh out of high school.
Never thought about it. 30.
I thought about it. I thought about it when I was younger, but I didn't know how to get into it. You know what I'm saying? So, but speaking to, that older man that, maybe just came home or whatever the case may be, it's never too late. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's like I said, if you go do your 5 years in school and you 39, you 44 when you get done, you go and make this decision to go do something that you can go to jail for 5-10 years, right? You go to jail for them 5 years, come home, you still in the same spot.
Yeah.
Still in that same spot, and it's even worse now because now you got something else on your record. You feel what I'm saying? But if you go and do this 5 years where you gotta, take the time to be broke, it ain't gonna be peaches and cream. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be making the top dollar, but you're gonna be making some money. You still gonna be able to do something.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? But if you go away, you do nothing. You know what I'm saying? All you got is words, for real. Like, don't get me wrong. It's people it's people in the can that take care of home.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
My
people in the
uncle
can that
definitely,
take care of home. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, you're not there. You know what I'm saying? Your presence is not there. You know what I'm saying? And that matters. You know what I'm saying? As fathers, you know what I'm saying? That matters. More important than anything, presence is what matters. The monetary, that's not gonna make that kid remember you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's
they gonna
those
remember,
moments.
like, yeah, my dad bought me gifts. My dad, bought this, that, and the third, but he wasn't around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I needed him,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I couldn't talk to him. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't give him that. He didn't give me that hug. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't cry in his shoulder. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't cry on his chest. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that matters.
Yeah.
You know
Those
what I'm
moments
saying?
matter.
Those moments really matter. Just being around, man.
That's one of our dad T-shirts right there. Moments matter.
For sure.
'Cause I was just looking at that. I just had a birthday. My youngest turned 12.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Dallas, man. So, but my kid's mother sent me a picture of when Dallas, if I say about 4 or 5 with my boys.
Yeah.
And then sent me one they just took the other day. I down there cried. I had the emotional side. And then just going through it, putting, we do these phones, we put all the pictures together and all this. To see the growth and the moments, I'm like, I've been there.
Man.
I ain't missed no days like that. I've been there.
Yeah, you
I've been
remember that
present.
picture.
I remember them, right? I took them.
Yeah.
It was, so fathers, man, I know the society is rough. I know the system is rough. I know the world is against us, but it's a way. It's a better way. Don't get caught up in the bull crap. And I can speak for myself. I always didn't do the right thing, but it's one thing. It ain't what you do, it's how you do it. And it's another thing about other things that you have no business doing at all. And I learned that at an early age and seeing the cycle of people that was doing other things that might have took them away from their home just for little value, bro. Like really going to jail for little value. And it's like I never want to be that. I had the daughter early. I never want to be that.
For sure.
And as she got older, that's one thing she said. She said, "Dad, I thank you for not never going to jail for extended time, nothing like that. I ain't been in jail for longer than a week." So, that's been, thank God, grace and mercy ain't never been perfect, but at the same time, allows it to have to do with decision making. A lot of people have to do with, integrity, doing the right thing, going to school, getting out. You never know what school and work will keep you out of. You don't know how much that keep you out of.
Man, just staying busy.
I tell my brother all the time, like, bro, down right now, and he's definitely a super present father, like love his kids to death. Same kid's mother, all by one. The idea, how we wanted to have.
Yeah.
But bro been down for so long with these kids' life, and I think this bid really hit home with him, and with my nephews, especially my niece, and I was like, it's rough once you get caught up in that cycle, man. And I tell bro, every time he quit his job or every time he's not doing the right thing, bad shit gonna come. So fathers, please make the right decision for the kids. Now, if the kids get older, if the kids is older and you handle your business, they 18 and up, they go do whatever you want to do then. If they, you know what I mean? I'm saying, and you still got to be a parent, but I'm saying at some point, if you feel like you're missing out on something that you want to go for yourself, at least wait till your kids is,
I don't know. I just feel like,
the parenting never stopped, though.
That's what I was about to say,
parenting
man.
Never stopped.
It get harder for me. I feel like it's going to get harder when they grown because, if you not, I ain't going to say it's going to get harder as you get grown because, if you're doing your responsibilities as a father and as a parent, teaching them how to be adults, you know what I'm saying? It'll get easier.
Yeah.
But that time when it's, college and just getting out of the house and, man, they gonna make mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna fuck off the rent money one time.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna do something where they not.
Never stops.
And it's gonna be that time where you gotta show up. But at the same time, it's just like, at the end of the day, when you a father, man, you just gotta be a father.
All the time.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it never stops. You know what I'm saying? You have to be dedicated to this.
It feels
you know
good
what I'm saying? This
to come through as a father.
Yeah, man. This is not a 19 years and you through. Nah, man. I'm gonna be a father for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even like I said, with my kids, my grandkids, when they come, I'm going to be a father for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be teaching somebody something for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you brought that in because we're getting close to, our time. But we're going. That was great that you brought in the grandfather because I'm a grandpa. I got a grandson.
There you go.
And your grandson, great. He got a good background, how he was raised, and who's around him and stuff like that. So, but grandson, like being since we talk about stigma nowadays. We was raised with strong grandfathers. We was raised with strong grandmothers. It's not the case no more nowadays.
Grandma is 35.
Grandma's is not grandma.
You know what I'm saying? Like grandma is
grandpa's
30 and she listening to Sexy Red. She at the club every weekend.
Grandpa don't even know his son or daughter got a kid.
Come on, man. It's a different time, because back in the day, grandma was Big Mama. You know what I'm saying? Big Mama didn't play them games. You know what I'm saying? Big Mama the one that, she'll tell you, close my door. You running my light bill up. You running my heat up. And
you respected it.
Yeah, that was Big Mama back in the day. But now, grandma grandma gotta have a life too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just different now. You know what I'm saying? But um, even with you, you're a grandfather.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't look like a grandfather.
at
You
all.
feel what I'm
My
saying?
mom had me at 16. I had my daughter at 17. The best thing, my daughter, she did better than both of us. She had her son at 21, maybe 22. Yep. So she did better than us, I say. So we did better. She did good.
And that's always great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the thing is like when you a grandfather at this age, you a lot of grandfathers who are your age, you know, they're not looking at it as being a grandfather. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They still like, man, I'm about to go out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm about to do
And
this and I'm about to
grandmas.
do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, um,
Is that gonna come back? How do you feel? Like, what's some morals and values? Because, like, things have changed since COVID, so people are in the house. But how are we gonna have the house be a home? How are we gonna create that energy again that we used to have?
I mean, that I don't really even know, bro. Like it's
Yeah.
that's so tough because you don't even with the homes now you don't have those 50-year marriages. You know what I'm saying? So they get married and divorced in the same day. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it's not the same no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different. I would say it's a lot more different. You just like I said, um it's really just I feel like it's just about these fathers, man. These fathers being present. You know, changing the stigma of fathers and grandfathers and just everything. Just being a father, man. Just being a father and being there for your young ones, man.
Okay.
Because they need it. They need it bad, man. And the stigma of boys don't cry is not real. You know what I mean?
That's
It
right into the
ain't
next question. How
they
would the world fully accept boys crying for what it looks like going forward?
I mean the the stigma is still the same. You know what I'm saying? It ain't changed, but it's for us fathers to change it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's for us
As
fathers
far
that
as
are it's
daddy
for us
duties,
fathers
I'm
that are
glad.
there, you know what I mean? And make it okay. You know what I mean? Make it okay for them to cry, to be human, to be a human being, to be normal. You know what I mean? Like that's just something that is needed in life to get the tears out. You know what I'm saying? And understand why you have those tears, and making the right decisions to not have those same scenarios and, reasons to cry. You know what I'm saying? Every time my sons cry, I try to now, make them understand like, hey, what are you crying about? Okay, well, what are we gonna do to fix this situation? You know what I'm saying? I'm not just like shut up, shut up with that crying. Don't cry. I don't want to hear that.
Right,
Nah, we gonna fix this. We gonna fix this problem.
right,
We
right.
gonna we gonna find a solution to this crying. You know what I'm saying? And if they have another problem, we gonna fix that solution too. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's okay to cry. You know what I'm saying? As long as you know why you're crying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the the crying for no reason stuff, that's more for girls. You know what I'm saying? That's a girl thing. You know
Right.
what I mean? Girls are supposed to cry for nothing and just be crying and crying and
Yeah, I'm
crying.
glad my
But,
my
you
boys is
know,
outgrowing that.
it's it's a certain age. It's
Yeah,
a certain age that
yeah,
they get to where it gets to a point where all right, quit all that crying.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Now we have to have a reason for this.
yeah.
But when they growing up, I mean,
So
hey,
anyway,
they
yeah,
don't know why they crying sometimes. You know what I'm saying? They
yeah,
might be they don't, but even if they know why they crying, they don't know how to explain it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They young. You know what I'm saying? So you can't. I'm just off the rip. Shut up.
Yeah.
You acting like a little girl. Shut up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, see what's wrong with him if he hurt himself or whatever the case may be. But eventually, once they get to a certain age, it gets to a point where, all right, now let's fix this.
Yeah.
So, that's what I feel like. I feel like it's not gonna change, but it has a lot to do with the fathers who are going to be there. You know what I'm saying? To make these boys understand, there's a reason to cry. There's a time to cry, and then there's a time to just, man up, as you say. You know what I'm saying? That there are times for that.
Crazy. Just a quick personal story about manning up and how his dad says Sonny playing, he going crazy at King. He doing his thing, football.
Yeah.
It's kickoff. He makes a tackle. He come running off sideline. I'm like, oh yeah. He gets over there, Coach Robert Adams. He like, hey, go over here, Coach. I'm like, every time, get up, I think what's going on. I'm like, oh, shoot, what's going on? I come over there. He's about, bro. I'm like, no, you all right? Go back. That thing was dangling. Broke his wrist, man.
Ooh.
Man, we got to check out, go to the hospital, but to see how strong he was, go through that, bro. You see what I'm saying? Real life broken bone.
Yeah.
Man, like
you didn't even believe it at first.
I ain't believe it.
You know what I'm
But the
saying?
beater through, he had to go through surgery. He had to go under. So it was a lot that went along with that broken bone that started with, you all right?
Yeah.
That, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that's just, that manly, oh, well, you all right. No, you be all right. But, that's another point where you have to see if they are right.
Yeah.
You have to see, what's the issue. You know what I'm saying? Because once they get to a certain age, they not just crying for nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they saying something's wrong, something really might be wrong.
Well, Sonny, you do be whining, crying, all these injuries. The most injured kid I know, but that was legitimate. Keep doing your thing, son. Wrestling season up for us with Sonny. Of course, we got basketball with Boston and Will. My little man been doing basketball.
Okay.
So this daddy duties is fun. Like these winter seasons in Nebraska, it get tough, cold, money slow up, but be there, show up. You're not gonna be there. Don't tell them you're gonna be there and don't be there. That's cold blooded right there, So, and fathers, if y'all not present and the mother's making it difficult, try to get contact with other people that know the game schedule. That know different things, different than that. Don't let it just stop with you and the mother can't communicate, because that's a problem with us. We don't know how to communicate through each other. So much heart, so much pain, so much emotion tied to the part of y'all. We made a kid, we made another life, and we may not like each other or may not agree with a lot of things, but just be present when you can. There's other ways around it as fathers. Don't take no. Don't just miss out. Don't just, oh, she won't let me beat her, he won't let me beat her, this and this and that. Go over beyond. These kids need these dads. My dad never took me no practices. I didn't have no games. He came to my son's game. That's why I told him, Dad, can't be a better father than me, but you could be a better grandfather to your kids than you was to me. So he trying.
That's what's up, though.
He does what he can, but we give him the effort. So that's where the daddy duties come in at. Just learning, So
It's an everyday process.
No, you want to leave him anything, bro? No, segment on crying.
Hey,
we didn't cry our tears out. At least we didn't cry this segment.
Hey, I didn't shed no tears. I'm surprised, but all I can say is, man, mental health is very important. Make sure you're taking care of your health. Make sure you're taking care of your mental health, and always remember, stay on your daddy duties.
Yes, sir. Stay on your mental, spiritual, physical, and finances. Because you got to take care of them kids, man. They want the money. They don't understand the money till they get older.
For sure.
Especially with this cash out. But appreciate y'all for tuning in. This has been another episode of Daddy Duties. Man, see y'all next week.
Yes, sir.